Hello and welcome to the Great Game Debate Podcast, where friends come together to respectfully discuss, debate, and disagree about video games. As always, I'm your host, Kaden Barrett Lane. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm back in widescreen ratio for some reason, thanks to a Discord update, I presume. Of course, we're joined by none other than the godfather of the debate himself, looking very wizardly lately.
Yeah,
Got the zoom in, we got the curly,
it's called
thick
being
wizard beard.
lazy and not
Yeah,
trimming
I feel
the
that, dude.
beard. So
It works for you. You
it's
just
grown
put some
out.
beard oil in there, it's a little shiny.
Yeah, that's more work.
Okay. You just naturally have a luxuriant beard. Okay. I
Yeah.
see how it is. And of course, we're not complete without the man with the golden voice, Mateo. I have to say, your office space looks bathed in golden light at the moment.
You know, I was noticing that I appear to be from the sepia tone universe. And I'm not sure what's going up with that, but it's all right back here, y'all.
All right. And of course, we're down Steven because daylight savings time plus Australia gets complicated, but he should be back with us on the next recording, I think. But filling in his stead is our old buddy Zach Pearson from over on the GGD Guidance podcast. How you doing, man?
I'm good. Glad to be here. It has been quite a while since I've been on here and since I've done a podcast in general. So excited to get back into doing one. I'm looking forward to it.
Glad to have you. And our special guest this week is none other than Asa Greenriver from Borderline Entertainment. How you doing, my friend?
Good. I'm good. Thank you all for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. All right, my friends. I hope you stopped by Zordon's base and picked up the Dragon Dagger because it's time for the icebreaker.
Wow, we've got the sound effect built in now.
Yeah.
Upgrading, you know. All right, so our icebreaker question comes in this week from our old buddy Mekareka, aka Wes, former founding member of this very podcast, and now co-panelist with Zach over there on GGD Guided. His question is, when was the last time you got burned by FOMO? So often we get caught up in the excitement of the latest and greatest and given to something that wasn't actually on our radars. Most of the time it works out well as a nice surprise, but every once in a while it backfires and the game doesn't land whatsoever. So, when is the last time a FOMO purchase blew up in your face?
I've
leave us
got
in
two.
Here. Man.
I've got
okay,
two.
all right.
I've got two.
Face is loaded.
Yeah.
Mine is I wouldn't be surprised if other people have this one as well, but I was on the ground floor day one on No Man's Sky and like
in the trenches, dude.
Dude, and I know like they've had the comeback story. They've made good at games in a beautiful state. One of the best sci-fi games you could play now. But I have not gone back to it since launch. But that launch day was just abysmal. It's just like you're just running around on a barren planet with nothing to do but mine, digging holes in the ground, go to the next planet, dig more holes in the ground. It's just it was extremely, I got caught up in the hype of the marketing cycle, and I even like waited for reviews, and I was like, these reviews are looking good. I'm looking at videos, I'm like, these videos are looking good.
No.
And then I'm like a couple of my friends who were also like really hyped for the game, I texted them and I was like, guys, this isn't looking good. Should I I'm thinking about pulling out? And they're like, just do it now. And so I pulled the trigger, and it was hugely disappointing. But
pulled the trigger
good on
and shot himself in the foot. That's what happened.
Yeah, with my mining laser. Yeah, got some calcium right out of my foot with that mining laser. But Jonah, I'll pass it on over to you. You got two for us.
I got two. So I'll start with my more recent one, and it's not necessarily a purchase per se, but I had a bunch of buddies reaching out to me, same thing as you, Caden, being like, you gotta try Deadlock. It's so fun. It's such a good game. And I'm like, I'm not much of a MOBA guy. And they're like, come on, it's free. We sent you an access code. Just come play with us. I was like, fine. I caved. I downloaded it. I played it. That game, it feels fantastic. The characters feel really good and whatnot. I'm just not a MOBA guy. The whole buy thing and managing lanes and stuff, can't do it. Not my thing.
Just didn't do it for you.
No. Other than that, the game, it feels incredible. Like the movement, the shooting, every aspect of the gameplay feels really, really solid. I'm just not a MOBA guy. If you
Sure,
do
fair
like
enough,
League of
yeah.
Legends or Dota, give it a shot, and you're wanting something that's more of a third-person shooter than top-down. Check it out.
Well, I appreciate that you recognize its quality and recommend it. It's just not your genre.
Yeah.
Because for No Man's Sky, I was like, this game sucks. Don't play it.
The real shot in the foot is
Oh,
I was super hyped for Battlefield 2042. I played the
Ah,
beta. I was
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
okay, this definitely feels like a
that sounds crazy
beta.
broken on launch.
But let's check it out. My buddy's super hyped for it. It was coming out around his birthday. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna buy him a copy. I spent $140 because this is like right as the game switched to $70. I spent $140. We couldn't match make at all. Like it just wouldn't let us match make. And so like after every like 20 times of pushing that ready up button, we'd maybe get into a game, or we'd get into a game and then we'd be stuck in like the boot screen of the game, so you couldn't like spawn in. So yeah, that's
Awful.
that's the big
Yeah.
one, is Battlefield 2042. And that's not even the
Yeah,
first
yeah,
time
yeah.
Battlefield's burned me really hard. I pre-ordered Battlefield Hardline Ultimate Edition or Premium or whatever.
Oh,
You're the faithful, Jonah.
Yeah. I liked what I played of the beta. The beta ran smoother than the game did at launch, which doesn't make sense, but
Yeah.
the game's good now. I've
Yeah.
been burned too hard to go back and try and play it.
Didn't we
Burned
get
by beta is the theme here.
Didn't we get saved a little bit though? Didn't BattleBit come out like right
Mhm.
around the same time? So we
Yeah,
went and played that instead.
BattleBit remastered rules, dude.
it was pretty good.
So
That's a
cool
pretty
to
good
see
one.
things like that pop up. Yeah. Cool. Mateo, what do you got for us?
Ooh, I think I've got a very, very recent one, and it didn't blow up in my face because it's a bad game. It's just I approached the game wrong, and I have not taken the time to go and rectify the way I've approached it. Game, of course, is Elden Ring. I picked up Elden Ring because everyone was
Wow.
hyped about it,
Uh,
and I bounced right off it because as Caden has pointed out multiple times in this podcast, if you run into something you can't do, just go do something else. And I did not do that. I kept hitting my head against that wall.
Yep.
And
what was the wall that you picked?
Yeah.
It wasn't the tree sentinel, was it?
I don't believe so. I think it was that dude on the horse, honestly.
Yeah,
on
that's
the
the
tree.
the tree sentinel, right?
Is that
Like
the
the first
the
thing.
very beginning.
I've heard this story so many times that I question the game design of putting the tree sentinel there, because I've heard just numerous people that don't realize that the tree sentinel is there to show you that sometimes things are just going to beat your ass and you need to leave them alone, and they just think they're supposed to beat it and they
that
just
is
give
the
up.
gatekeeper guardian. He's standing there at
Mhm.
the gate. Be gone, peasants. Either beat me or don't play me.
Or just go around him
Run,
because it's
run, or
overwhelming.
run down to the beach and
Just go
kill
somewhere
other
else.
things.
Apparently.
Yeah, get eaten by a land octopus down
Yeah.
on the beach for
Oh
sure.
god, those things
Oh,
are
that's
so
pretty cool.
scary the first time you run into them. You're
Yeah.
like, what is this thing?
Yeah. Asa, what do you have for us?
So I've got two, and they're kind of related. So I'm gonna kind of like say them together because one I paid for, one I just downloaded. It was free,
Okay, yeah.
but I got pulled into the hype of Outriders, and then I got
Oh.
pulled into the hype of the First Descendant.
Oh,
And the story for both of these is literally going to be short and sweet. I couldn't tell you the story beats for either of these games. I couldn't tell you anything notable about the game design or the weapons. I think I gave each game about an hour, and I was like, uninstall. I don't get it. I don't understand how people are loving these games. But I'm happy, like I'm not trying to yuck anybody's yum. If you like it, go play it. It is just absolutely unequivocally not for me.
Yeah.
Especially the First Descendant. I was like, I saw, a lot of people were kind of back and forth on it. And so I kind of waited a little bit, and about a week into the hype, I was like, okay, fine, I'll download it. And yeah, I shouldn't have done that. It was not fun at all.
It's
Hasn't-
funny you say that because
Hasn't
I
Dan
think we
put like
like
300 or
Yeah.
400 hours into
Yes, sir.
We have the
I don't-
one guy on the planet who's still playing First Ascendant in our
Oh, he said
Discord.
he said he's done. He said he's done.
Okay, finally.
I don't
He
believe
exhausted
Dan when
the
he says
content.
that.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
he
sure.
only put 300 hours into it. Discovered, this game's not for me.
Yeah, he's probably just playing the other like Korean sexy babe MMO now, Throne and Liberty or whatever.
So,
So
Dan, I played that game when it came out too, and I enjoyed it. But Dan definitely tried to rope me back in multiple times to keep playing it. It's fun, but it's the same loop over and over and over and over, and it's just that gets so tiring.
I'm glad you had fun.
Yeah.
I was like, when does the fun start?
Were you
Because
playing with
I'm not
anyone
having it.
when you started?
No.
I think especially with like I remember Outriders, that game is all right
Yeah.
if you're playing with people. Like if you've got a squad of people to like go through that game with.
co-op really can make a bad game a good game.
Yeah.
That's true.
Because
Definitely
I
true.
love the Division 1 and 2.
Mhm.
Like that's one of those games, and I played
Oh,
Division 1 by myself, like
got
maybe here and
burned
there
on
with
the
other
Division
people.
1, dude.
Oh,
Oh,
I loved Division.
I enjoyed them. I thought
I
they were
love
actually
the
pretty solid.
setting
It's
and the
just
story of the Division. It's just I didn't
bullet
like the
sponginess.
Yeah, I didn't like the bullet sponginess
Okay.
because when they like kind of marketed it, it felt like it was going to be like a Ghost Recon style, but more urban. And I was like,
Yeah.
I'm all over this. Or closing the car doors while you're like sidling up next to it. I was like, this is so sick. I'm going to be able to pop heads, sneak in and with my buddies and go take out this faction. It's going to be super sick. And then it's like, no, I've got an assault rifle and I'm just consistently headshotting this guy in a hoodie in the middle of like
two
New York
times.
City, and I've dumped 6 mags into his head and I've knocked out a quarter of his health. I'm like, what is this?
Damn. Yeah. That's hard to break that magic circle and
Yeah.
leave the fantasy. But Zach, does anything come to mind for you for
Yeah.
FOMO?
I got two as well. One of them I don't actually consider FOMO though. I think because I went into it thinking this was going to be awful, and luckily I didn't have to pay for it. And that's probably our most recent game that is been just hot garbage that had a ton of publicity. Redfall. That game
yeah.
was just
Whoa,
I went into it and I just wanted to see how
This is
bad it
so
was. And yeah, it was not good at all.
Wait.
La 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 la.
What's going on up there, Asa?
Not listening to this Redfall slander.
I'm a true believer. They patched it, guys.
I'm a true believer. They patched it, and when it's Halloween, their Halloween season, there's no Redfall slander. You're lucky that it is not October and it is November, so I'll allow it. I forgot what
Okay.
day it was. But during the Halloween season, oh, that's a go-to. I am like all into Redfall.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's a good time. Like, because you're gonna play it just for a little bit. So play it for a little bit, shoot some vampires and some crazy people, and then get out.
Yeah.
There's no attachment.
I
can
mean,
get
if
down with that.
I could put 400 hours of First Ascendant, I can put 4 hours of Redfall. You know what I'm saying?
Is this foreshadowing? Is Redfall about to be ranked in our list?
Oh my-
Asa, what do you know?
That'd be amazing. So
Sorry.
I
What's your
couldn't-
other pick there?
my
Zach?
other pick is the actual game that I feel like I did have a FOMO on, that ended up being really bad, and that was Anthem. And
Yeah.
I was such a Destiny tryhard, diehard, loved that game that I was looking for what is going to be the next Destiny, what is going to actually give me this same feeling of replayability that I'm going to love. I want to go and play this.
First
I
Ascendant.
was so excited for Anthem. Yeah, First Ascendant tried this too. And actually, First
400
Ascendant did, I
hours,
think,
bro.
better than Anthem did at the beginning.
Yeah,
But
probably.
I was so excited for Anthem. Not only did I didn't do the pre-order. I did the let me go and actually sign up for EA's special like monthly billing thing to get their games so I could get in even earlier. And then I get in and it's just so bad. It's glitches everywhere you go. The story was nonsensical and was just boring. The fighting, you got guns. The guns didn't make a difference if you had any power boost at all. That game failed so hard, and yet it looks really pretty. I would fly around for a while, but that gets boring pretty quickly too.
Sure. That's a good pick. That's a good pick. I guess that's what happens when you take a renowned single-player RPG developer, force them to make a live service game. Anyway, thanks, Wes, for the icebreaker question. Before we move on, real quick, I'd like to do our patron shout-outs. So thank you so much to our patrons. Dan Giesland, I swear we love you, Dan. It's a lot of First Descendant slander flying around here, but I wish I loved the game as much as you love First Descendant. But thank you,
We
Dan.
know why you're playing it,
Uh,
Dan.
Right. Pucho, thank you.
Fine, Bunny.
Wes, thank you. Dakota Falk, Randall Reborn, Too Good, Austin Sheen, and Cherie Clark.
Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Mom. Okay, so we're gonna put you in the hot seat for just a little bit here, Asa, before we move on, get to know you a little bit better for our listeners.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and give you a few minutes here at the top just to kind of tell us what you're all about, pitch your channels, and plug anything you want to plug, recommend anything you want to recommend, and just give you the floor there.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, if anything, I'll say first and foremost, just make sure that you're following me on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and TikTok. That's where I am the most active, where you're going to see content, Borderline Entertainment. You can search that on YouTube, Twitch, and that's really going to be the bulk of it. The past couple months have been hectic to say the least. So content has been a little slow. I haven't even been able to put out my PAX West content because that whole month of September and the whole month of October between family stuff and work stuff has just been all over the place. And then we have Game Developers Expo in Ohio, and that was 2 weeks ago or a week ago.
Awesome.
So there was a lot of prep for that, and that was good. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, I do content ranging from indie games, AAA to tabletop. I'm a Power Rangers fan. Love just about anything. Like I'll give anything and everything a fair shake when it comes to games. So if there are recommendations, I'm always down for them. Just don't be mad when I don't like them.
Exactly.
I still feel
I mean,
bad
that's fair.
I gotta say sorry to Dan about First Descendant. But no, I work all over the place in games. Aside from like making content and covering, I'll do some voice acting, consultation,
Really?
and then I've consulted on a few games, worked on those, and I'm also a game dev myself. So I'm making a table game, and so I'm quite literally all over the place.
Yeah,
when it comes to gaming. So
that is
I'm
awesome.
tired.
That is awesome. I have to pick your brain a little bit about the TTRPG stuff because we've got some Dungeons and Dragons folks in here. If you've got just like a recommendation for something that's not Dungeons and Dragons, that's a TTRPG, just you want to throw out there.
There are so many good ones that are not Dungeons and Dragons
Mm-hmm.
that I feel like so many people get. I mean, D&D is great, but so many people just get latched onto that and they're afraid to try anything else.
Exactly.
Almost any IP that you really like nowadays has its own TTRPG.
That's true.
There's a wonderful Star Trek one, a wonderful Power Rangers one that's always evolving, and they just did another like expansion for that.
What?
We saw
That's cool.
a sick Fallout one up at PAX.
Yeah. There's a Fallout one.
Yes. That Fallout one is sick. If you're looking for something that feels a little bit more traditional, like in comparison to D&D, Shadowrun, I think is if you love cyberpunk, if you want a simpler dice system, Shadowrun is incredible. I think that's a great transition. Pathfinder's a lot of fun. That's probably the easiest, like one-to-one switch over from D&D. But no, I absolutely branch out, try other things, and that will honestly make your D&D experience so much better.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I can speak to that. Just playing other games, you get new ideas that, even if you want to keep playing D&D, you bring over to it that enhances that game for sure. But is there any particular piece of content you'd like to recommend for new viewers or listeners to check out of yours?
Yeah, honestly, I think the best place to go is going to be my YouTube channel, youtube.com/borderline entertainment. That and my TikTok. TikTok is where I do updates on the game that I'm making. Sometimes, I'll post like my opinions on wrestling or Magic the Gathering or something like that. But YouTube is going to be the best place just to consume, legacy content, older stuff, and then whenever new stuff comes out, that's where it's going to be going primarily. And so there's some cool videos on there that I personally really love. I always feel like I don't put something out unless I feel like I enjoy watching it. So I feel like just about anything on there is going to be a good pick.
Awesome. And what is your handle for like TikTok and X and everything?
Yes. Oh, thank you. It is at A Greenriver 07.
Awesome.
Nice.
Cool. So I have a question I like to ask guests pretty regularly now, where we just live in an era where way too many games are coming out. It's like literally impossible to keep up with everything, and it feels like now everybody is like playing something different because everybody's got different tastes. We just talk about Dan's over here put 400 hours into First Descendant, and nobody else in the Discord is. So, I just like played Steam World Heist 2 on Switch. I don't know anybody else who's playing that. I love that game. So, like, what's float to the top of the pile for you recently? What you've been playing?
This is going to be a deep cut for all those old school MMO fans. I've been playing a lot of Toontown.
Oh, oh,
I don't think I know that one.
Just the Toontown pitch.
I got you. Hold on. Here we go.
Toontown. Oh my God, I haven't heard that in like 20 years, bro.
Listen, your mind's about to be blown right now. So, and I heard, shout out to Sydney Goodman. Sydney Goodman was playing this. So it's called Toontown Rewritten. Was the first time I had heard about it. But my wife is a huge Toontown fan. And so she not only has been my Sherpa, but has been like keeping me on the hype train. But so they basically recreated the old game. So if you don't know, it's an MMORPG in the Disney universe. And so you create your own toon and you're fighting against the man, which is like cogs, terminators, robots. You are dropping pianos on them. You're throwing pies. You're having them get hit by trains. Like you're doing like cartoon things to take them out.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be grindy as hell. But that's another one of those things where like it's so much fun with a group of friends or even just like going like by yourself. If you've played it before or if you just want like some nostalgic 2000s, like early 2000s gaming that's still like up and running. Like they do updates to it all the time, like adding new content and cutscenes, and
it's wild to me.
Is it still browser based or is it like a download?
Yeah. Oh, it's a download now. So you download the client, and so they've got Toontown Rewritten, which is like the main one, but now they're working on Toontown Remastered. So they're like gonna completely remaster the old one. So you've got two options to play. And the craziest thing is for legal reasons, they don't take money. Like they're doing all of this for free.
Oh wow.
Oh, so this isn't an official Disney thing?
No, if they were to take money, then they would have to pay Disney royalties. Are
they adding in new content? Like, are we getting like Roger Rabbit's World put in there? Cool World is getting put in there, so you can.
What are you saying?
They literally just teased this year that they're putting in a brand new world to go to. So like you've got Donald's dog, Daisy's garden, Minnie's whatever, and but yeah, they're adding in a new place. But like you can go fishing, racing, golf, like that's like my chill. I'm about to go to bed. Hey babe, let's jump on the computers and let's just grind out for a couple hours.
Free Toontown Rewritten.
We should have put up. Oh, man, I wish I had known this because we could have set up a Toontown versus Kingdom Hearts debate for best Disney game, bro.
I've been
the part 2.
I've been begging for them to put some Kingdom Hearts stuff, and they did a little bit for Halloween. They had like Heartless cosmetics, and so I'm like, we're so close. We're so close to getting Kingdom Hearts into Toontown. That would be
I mean, if they
Literally
can
the
avoid
best.
Disney's lawyers, they can avoid Square Enix's lawyers easy. You know what I'm saying? So like, let's just go
Yeah.
for it. Well,
But
I gotta say
that's
it's
been
a
my constant.
yeah.
That is the
Could
best
not
answer
predict
that we
that.
could have gotten
Yes,
for that
and
question.
it sounds like. All right.
Yeah.
I think that's it. I'll leave the floor open for just a second here. If anybody has any last minute questions for Asa.
Hey, so I've got a question for you. So
go.
obviously, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is number one, right? But who takes the number two spot? Is it VR Troopers? Is it Beetleborgs? Like, who is in that number two spot?
Beetleborgs, dude.
Oh, okay. Listen.
Mhm.
Your statement was like correct, but not correct.
Oh no!
Because
Touched a nerve
if
with
you
that.
look at the Power Rangers pantheon,
Uh-huh.
I don't honestly think that I would put Mighty Morphin at number one.
Oh, okay. Fair.
Nowadays, it's so close.
Mhm.
But there's just so many. So it's like I would put Power Rangers at number one. And I'm blanking on the name of like that style of show. But I think second,
I
Beetleborgs
was
is
like VR Troopers, but Beetleborgs is like the weirdos like
Yeah.
Beetleborgs, and I was also kind of a weirdo.
Mhm.
yeah. See, I would put Mystic Knights of Tir na nog in second.
Ooh,
I
okay.
gotta Google that.
And that
Okay.
was Haim Saban, after the success of Power Rangers, was just trying to just pump out everything that he could that was similar. So he did Mystic Knights, which was basically Power Rangers, but a medieval setting.
That's dope.
And all that stuff was like you had the Knight of Fire, and then of course the Sixth Ranger was like the Knight of the Forest. You had, of course, water and
Yeah.
air and earth. Man, it was so good. So I'd put that at number two, and then I would honestly put Beetleborgs and VR Troopers tied at number three, solely because I feel like I can't say no to VR Troopers, even though I would put Beetleborgs on top of that. And then I have to give like an honorable mention to Kamen Rider.
Okay.
Mhm.
Because I really liked Kamen Rider and
Yeah.
just Super Sentai, which like is the original from Japan. Because I've been getting into watching more Super Sentai, and it just has a completely different feeling, and has made me a little bit more frustrated with Power Rangers that they didn't have a little bit more fluidity in what
Yeah.
they pulled from that.
I got a question
Yeah,
for
there's
you.
just
With the Knights of the Round Table one, are they actually doing
Yeah.
like knight fighting choreography, or is it just them dressed up as knights doing like kung fu?
Ranger fights.
No, so they all of their like signature power weapons, like the Fire Knight is a sword, obviously.
Sick.
The Stone Earth Knight is a Morning Star,
Mhm.
and then the Wind one is a crossbow.
Oh, nice.
Water is a trident.
Yeah.
I'm missing one, but yeah, they're all different, and so they actually are doing like fight choreography. It's like watching Xena Warrior Princess or Hercules, like
Okay.
that era of TV,
Makes sense.
with a little bit more camp because it was made for kids.
Yeah.
So
Sure. Yeah. That sounds sick. I never even heard of that one.
I got one for you too.
Oh,
I got one.
okay. One
Just
last.
one, because you did bring up magic, and that has been my fascination for the past year.
Mhm.
What's your
Me
commander?
too.
You can play
I don't know what's more loaded, the Power Rangers question or the magic one. Ooh, so I'm addicted to building decks. I don't get to play a whole lot.
Yeah.
I don't have a pod. I struggle with social anxiety, so have played at my local LGS like 2 times. But I love all of my decks. Like I've put so much care and thought, but I have to give it up to the first deck I ever built. It's a Golgari deck, and it is the Elf Horror. It's an Elf Horror
Oh,
deck. And now I'm blanking on the name of the card. But basically, any elves that I have, whether they're in my graveyard or if they're in play, make this card stronger.
Sick.
So of course I have Lathril in there, another great one to just farm in, tokens and such. But that's probably my go-to if I want to feel comfortable playing at my LGS. I'm gonna bring that one.
nice.
Sick.
I love a good Golgari. I recently got
Yeah.
the squirrel one they put out, and it's just so much fun with the squirrels.
So good.
Oh, that's awesome, though.
All right, my friends, I think it's time to rank some games on another edition of the GGD list. All right, my friends, just to remind our audience or any newcomers, the GGD list is our personal ever-growing video game hall of fame, and the method by which we add games to the list is taking community prompts and picking games that have to fit that prompt. It just makes it a little bit more spicy, a little bit more interesting instead of just everybody bring whatever they want, and then we just have the same games that every other Hall of Greats has. Hall of Greats has. So, this episode, our prompt, of course, because we just had October, it's fall, we had Halloween, it's the spooky season. Prompt is spooky games. So, take it as you will. Just to orient our listeners, I'll just go over our top 10 real quick. So starting at number 10, we have Borderlands 2. Number 9, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Number 8, Elden Ring. Number 7, Shadow of the Colossus. Number 6, Chrono Trigger. Number 5, Outer Wilds. Number 4, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Number 3, Baldur's Gate 3. Number 2, God of War 2018. And number 1, Bloodborne. So before we actually get into it, I'll take a second here as our guest, Asa, just to get your kind of gut reaction to the list. If it's looking good to you, or if it's like looking a little bit, could use some work, or if there's any like standout
Yeah.
offenses. What are you thinking?
I would rearrange this entire list.
That's what we like to hear. That's what we like to hear.
The fact that Wind Waker HD is not even in the top 10,
Mm-hmm.
when realistically it's like a 1, 2, 3, a 1.
Yeah.
My man.
That's blasphemy.
My man. That's
You have
my
the right. You have the right group here today
right
to
to my heart. I
do
love
something
that.
about that. Yeah. Well, we just kind of have to be unapologetic about the list. It is what it is. It's almost like a completely different rotating list of panelists are constantly tweaking the list with random games added by random prompts. It's just it is what it is. So, all right. So we'll go around the horn here for our spooky game nominations. So everybody can kind of give their nomination, and we'll give you a couple minutes to speak to why you're nominating the game, whether or not you love it or not. So just to make sure nobody steals your pick, Ace, so we'll let you go first as our guest. So what is the game you brought for us today?
I brought Silent Hill 4.
Whoa!
Is that the room?
That game. Listen, I'm glad people are playing Silent Hill 2 in this remake. It's a wonderful game. Well, I guess wonderful is a weird descriptor. It's a great game. Is it the best Silent Hill? I don't think so. I think it's really good. I think it's number 2. That's why it's got 2 at the end. But Silent Hill 4, The Room, I don't even know where to start. So I started playing this game on a official Xbox Magazine demo, and I played it over and over and over again, and they allowed me to download like the theme song to it. And so I was listening to the theme song all the time before I even started playing the actual game. So I'm playing, NFL 2K5 and playing first person football while listening to the Silent Hill 4 The Room theme song. Like that song just like became my personality. So then I was like, okay, I've played the demo a bunch. I've listened to this. Let me just buy the game. What a masterpiece. What an absolute masterpiece. That's still to this
first time
day
I've
scares
ever heard anyone say that The Room is a masterpiece.
Let the man speak.
No, I'm letting him cook. I'm just saying.
It's right up there with The Suffering, with Hunter, The Reckoning, Redeemer, like that era of horror games. You want to talk about cook? They cooked right there. And so, yes, Silent Hill 4 The Room, the best Silent Hill in my opinion. I get it. But in my opinion, it's the best Silent Hill. That's going on the list.
All right. I love that.
Yeah. I'm here for the cultural reexamination of Silent Hill 4. I think There's a couple of YouTubers that I always get them mixed up, but I think it's Eurothug 4000. She does like all these really cool like Japanese horror game video essays, but she has one on Silent Hill 4, I think, and I think it's just called The Safe Room is the name of the video, maybe.
Mm.
But uh, she mentioned that like basically the reason that the game kind of ended up swept under the rug was because at the time that it came out, people wanted more of Silent Hill 1 and Silent Hill 2, and it was different. But now
Yes.
so much time has passed, there's new fans coming to the series. They don't have that like stigma in their head, like it's got to be Silent Hill 2. So, you know, the time is right.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
that's
it's
the
the same.
one
It's
voice
the
your fans.
same thing with Banjo Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. Like it's just
It wasn't ready.
the world wasn't
Whoa,
ready.
whoa, wait a minute. Actually, hold on a second. You can't.
This is not how I draw these comparisons.
I'm all for Banjo love. I love Banjo. I think Banjo 1 and 2 are the best 3D platformers on
Don't
the
say it.
64.
Don't say
But
it.
I can't be hyping up Silent Hill 4 the room and then you compare it to Nuts and Bolts.
I gotta slam the brakes here before we move on. Asa, have you noticed the games at number 66 and 67 on the list? Let's
You're gonna
have you
make
peek
this
at
man
this
so
real quick.
mad. You're gonna make him so mad.
On his face, it's just dropping. Yeah, let's Banjo Kazooie Nuts and Bolts above Kingdom Hearts for the listeners there.
Factual.
I know what you're thinking, Asa. It is a travesty. There's some shenanigans that have been going on the list that need to be corrected. Maybe you're the champion Kingdom Hearts needs today. We'll find out.
It's the truth. Banjo Kazooie Nuts and Bolts is far more fun to play than Kingdom Hearts.
It's apparently
Who?
The people with a brain.
To my 4-year-old, yes. He loves Nuts and Bolts.
His vote matters.
Little does he know, but he loves watching the cutscenes of Kingdom Hearts because he knows he's like, all right,
That's
this
why.
is fun to like mess
That's
around
why I
and you
said it's
drive
a
the
better
cart.
game to play, not to watch.
Well, but what I'm saying is, when he gets enough, he's going to be playing Kingdom Hearts, and he's
And
gonna
then
be
he's gonna be
"Oh my
like,
gosh,
"Dad, this
why'd
game
you let me play that
sucks.
trash?"
This game
All right, guys,
sucks."
I gotta put the car back on the rails. So
Put it on the rails.
Let's hand it on over to Zach here. What have you brought for us today for spooky games?
I brought us a little game made by a special studio known as 7780. This was dropped back in 2014 on PlayStation and received a rather large cult following, but was mysteriously dropped from the PlayStation Store, and you can no longer get it. And that's because I'm teasing you, and this is PT.
Of course.
I knew it was gonna get brought.
So Silent Hills as well.
The Silent Hill vibes are strong tonight. Okay.
Well, this is Silent Hills, is what it was supposed to be. Made by with Hideo Kojima and filmmaker Guillermo del Toro was part of the creation of this as well.
Got robbed so hard.
If you ever got the chance to play this game, it's the best like quick spooky experience you will ever have in a game. And
it's terrifying.
I remember it is. Hunter still has a PS4 with PT on it.
He needs to sell that, make some money, dude.
He will never.
Here.
Oh, okay.
I've got my PS4 with PT right here.
It's
you can go to youtube.com/Barley Entertainment and watch a playthrough of PT if you don't want to play
do that
yourself.
Yes. Yeah. It's so amazing. And when I had no idea about this game, then I think it was 2014. I was off at college, came home. Hunter came home over at Thanksgiving with his family, and there was just a night. He was like, "Hey, have you heard of this?" I was like, "No." He pulled it out. We played PT until like 2:00 in the morning, scared ourselves shitless, and loved every second of it. The whole puzzle of what you're doing, it's so simple, but like so perfectly executed. Yeah. And it is such a travesty that it did not actually ever result in Silent Hills. Mm-hmm. It really should have. That game would have been so good. But I guess we have what game is it they're working on now that's like
OD?
It's like OD, yeah. And that looks freaky. I'm so excited for that.
Yeah, hopefully they're channeling that energy. But yeah, great pick. A few games reach like mythical status because I think a prerequisite of obtaining mythicalness is being lost So you
I love
can't
that
play
it's
this
not
game.
even
It's
like a
weird.
full game. It's just a demo too.
Just a demo, and it's
It's
that
just a
good.
playable teaser, baby.
That good, yeah. John, would you like to explain why you changed the font of your name to Comic Sans?
What?
You didn't do that? Did somebody else do that? Oh, somebody's punking Jonah. But what is your spooky game?
He looks so disrespected.
It's time for the cultural reexamination of Comic Sans, guys.
Okay, I get I'm a jokester when I'm talking about Banjo-Kazooie, but I'm not changing my name to Comic Sans.
I bet it's
I'm not
Steven
Wacky Jonah
Snyder.
Gomez. No.
Yeah.
All right.
So
I'm sorry.
what's your spooky game?
Okay. I know we've got a lot of Zelda on here, and I know we've got a lot of Resident Evil.
Let's hear it.
And I was like, man, Resident Evil 2 remake is so spooky, it's so good. But I ain't gonna be a basic bitch. No. I'm going with Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, baby.
I mean,
Let's go.
Come on, bro. When you're walking through the house and you've just got a knife.
Give it an iceberg.
I thought you were gonna say something cool like Dino Crisis.
I only.
No, I'm here for
only
this,
play
Jono.
good games.
Give me the vibes. Resident Evil 7 vibes. You got the Bayou, you got the inbred yokels. Like
The whole story of
teleporting vegetable grandma.
the whole story of the family is awesome with Evelyn and the Cooper
They're victims,
family.
man.
Yeah, learning that they are victims, but you also are just roaming around this house, and if you're playing it on the hardest difficulty, you've got Jack Cooper from the beginning just hunting you down constantly, and he's terrifying. He's way too tall, and
He goes through walls like the Kool-Aid man.
yeah,
dude.
he's busting through walls. He cuts off your leg with a shovel, and then he's like, "Come here, boy, come put it back on." And then he sprinkled the
Put
goo
some
onto
juice
your
in it.
leg, and it fuses back together because magic goo. Man, I love the setting of like being in the bayou. The mom is like this creepy bug lady.
Oh my god.
And like
Disgusting, dude.
and the son's not even like infected. He's just psycho. He's
Yeah.
always been
He's just
psycho.
off himself.
Yeah. And just doing all the puzzles and stuff that he's got and whatnot in his little section is so cool. And having to piece the story together and figure out what's going on. You got the flashback of your wife and what's going on with that, and how Evelyn gets to the Cooper estate. Yeah, it's I love Resident Evil 7 Biohazard.
It's a vibe. I respect it.
Pick. I think that's a good pick.
Yeah.
I
It is
will
not
agree
to-
that like the game starts out really spooky, and this is like the thing with Resident Evil games is they start out really scary at
Turns into
first,
Rambo at the end.
and then you're Rambo at the end. But I love that. I love that. That makes horror games a lot more palatable for me. I don't like the not being able to defend myself kind of aspect of horror games. So
Not to mention
All
the fact
right.
that it is widely considered by I feel like a lot of people that probably the scariest VR game that's been put out.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Right.
and then it being in VR.
All right, Mateo. Spooky game.
Ooh, so let's talk about storytelling via chaos, because my pick is a game with it's got a story in there somewhere, probably. I don't know who's reading like the collectibles you pick up. My pick is the game Lethal Company.
Okay.
We want to talk about some pure terror. It's capitalism, baby. You're just trying to earn enough money to keep making a living. And you're stealing stuff from spooky things. You're going into tunnels with your boys with that proximity voice chat. It adds so much to the immersion. You're talking to your homie. He turns a corner. You never hear from him again. What got him? Who knows? Spider, Bracken, who knows? He's gone forever. You don't have line of sight with your homeboy. You don't hear him for 10 seconds. He's dead forever. We're moving on. Yeah, there is not a game I think that has spooked me as much as Lethal Company. It is just fantastically done. It's a one-man dev team, I believe, right?
Oh,
Wow.
And it's
Yeah.
just venturing into darkness, looking for stuff, running into spooky stuff. It is just cycle loop over and over and over again. But there's just something so pleasant about the stories that pop up from that, the encounters you have. We went into a warehouse the other day, immediately got attacked by a monster. I stepped on a landmine and blew it up on purpose so that we could keep earning money and working towards our goal. Sacrifices,
awesome.
teamwork.
Yeah, I love hearing that. I love the multiplayer pick. It's something special to make a scary multiplayer game. You know, like a lot of the times it can make a game less scary to have your friends along for the ride. And
For sure.
Yeah, great pick. Great pick.
Yeah, and
Alright.
it's spawned so many copycats now too. It's become a genre in and of itself,
Yeah.
essentially at this point. I mean, we played that content warning one. That
it
was
was
pretty
so
good.
funny, dude.
That game
we
looks
step
really
out
good,
of the
yeah.
ship and there's just a flamethrower monster there.
hmm
Well, this run is screwed. Start over. Yeah.
All right, Caden, what do you have for us? What is your spooky game?
I think I'm gonna bring the Evil Within Dose.
That's a good
This
one.
game
That is
I have
good.
a really interesting relationship with because I was one of the critics of the Evil Within, where I just think that game is just a complete pile of shit, and I don't understand people that like it. So I'm sorry. I know there's a lot of people that like that game, but I started hearing word of mouth about Evil Within 2, and I was like, am I really gonna try this? Because I hated the first game so much. Oh, God, okay, like I'll try it out, and ended up being like one of my favorite survival horror games like ever. Like I just think the game for one has just like a really well balanced like resource economy. I feel like at least on the harder difficulties where you don't really ever get to that point where you're just ramboing through the game. Like you're really like stressing about craft and like that's the one thing is you do have to get like materials to craft ammo, and if you don't do that, you're not going to have enough ammo. And the major thing I praise this game about so much is its level design, its world design. It's like I guess that term micro open world where it's not one big open world like Tears of the Kingdom or something. It's like here's a chapter with a small but open world, and then you go to the next chapter that's locked off, you can't go there anymore, and here's another small open world. And
Just
I
enough for exploration.
yeah, I think I like actually
that.
massively prefer that design because when you get like big, massive, fully interconnected open worlds, they end up having to recycle a lot of content to fill the space. You just do the same things over and over again. But the Evil Within 2 just feels like the perfect middle ground where you have this small but open world that you can tackle in a nonlinear fashion, but it's small enough that they can handcraft, set pieces and
Encounters.
experiences inside of it
Yeah.
instead of just reusing the same stuff. But yeah, game hits. I really, really like that game for sure.
I always look at that when I think it's on Game Pass. I think it's been on Game Pass for like
Yeah,
months at
yeah.
this point.
It's
I
been on
always
there
look at that one
for
and think
quite a
about
few
playing
years.
it.
Well, I mean, it's a Bethesda game, so it's always going to be on there. So
Oh, fair. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. And it's not any more of a time commitment than like, Resident Evil 4 remake or whatever.
Yeah.
So
First Descendant.
yeah. 400 hours Evil Within 2,
And then we didn't even mention that he followed that up by putting like 200 hours into XCOM 2 as well.
I think I'm the only surviving
Wow.
member of the starting party, and I'm like, I think I'm like the commander at this point of all the other troops.
Oh, Dan, what a good guy.
All right.
Love you,
Well, my
Dan.
friends, I think it is time to rank these games. I'll bring it right back around to you, Asa. So you've graced us with the presence of Silent Hill 4 today. So we'll put the ball in your court to begin with, and then we'll fight you about it. So just start right there at that number one and kind of go down the list, and you tell me where you feel like Silent Hill 4 deserves to be. You're like number one,
See,
man.
I can't look at the. You know what? The whole list is already damned because Kingdom Hearts is down at
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
67.
where it belongs.
So
There's
anything
a
that I do is going to be a travesty.
it's like a river. You have to think of it like a river, and there's like beavers, and they build certain little dams and blocks.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's where you have like,
Mhm.
your Final Fantasy VII block, your Halo block. Those are little dams that
Yeah.
the beavers built.
That's a
I'm putting
really
it at
great
28.
28.
Right with Death
Yeah.
Stranding. Something poetic about that. Is there some what's your thought process for 28?
I'm just looking at 27 and up, and I'm like, I can't in good conscience put Silent Hill 4 above Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
But if I don't look below Death Stranding, because I
That's
feel
the
fine
trick.
putting it
Don't
above
look.
Death Stranding.
Yeah. I think that's a really solid spot, honestly. I don't know how much arguing we have to do about it, but Death Stranding is such a funny pick because, like, I unironically enjoyed it. I think it's a great game, but it's also like unequivocally a dumb fucking game. And yeah, you could really throw anything above Death Stranding. So, does anyone really want to fight for it to be
No,
higher
I
or
actually
lower? Or is
really
that...
like
It's a
that
great
ranking.
spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of nailed that. Okay, well, give me a second here to just move some shit around.
All right. Well, we can move on over to Zach. What are you thinking for your game?
I'm thinking higher than 20.
I am too, because it is a mythical game. Like, it is a
Yeah.
mythic game.
It's an experience to play
Yeah.
it, and it is definitely a special spot.
I'm feeling mid to late teens is where it
That's
makes
where
sense
I
to
was
me.
going to. I was thinking probably 15, so moving XCOM down and
That's
then putting it
exactly
right there.
where I was thinking. Like, 15 sounds perfect for PT.
Down with that.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Yeah.
look at it's that thing again where it's like, yeah, I'm not gonna put it above Super Mario 64, but then you can't look down because then I'm like, but Monster Hunter World's right there, Castlevania Symphony of the Night's right there, but just don't look, just don't look. But yeah, it sounds like you guys have reached consensus on that, so I'm not gonna fight you about it. But War of the who put
I
XCOM
don't
2
know.
War of the C asterisk. What are they trying to? What do they mean by that?
I don't know.
I think that was a Steven play.
Probably. What do you mean by that, Steve? Okay, yeah. Joe, you're doing a good job co-hosting with me here while
Yeah,
I'm
I got
trying to
you.
get the list
I
in
got
order.
you. Well, we'll skip me then. And Mateo, where are you thinking your game?
These ones are tough because it's very much a multiplayer experience. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of looking for like the next multiplayer experience, and I see Journey down there at 24. I feel
Ooh.
somewhere around there might be where Lethal Company lives.
I don't know, man. I don't think it's that high.
Journey's such a good game.
The next
Yeah.
drop down that I could see is Mario Party, but man, that's way down at 50. There are a lot of games between there and 50 that I would play Lethal Company over them, no problem.
What about Rock
Sure.
Band? I guess
I was
that's
gonna say, what about
around there
46?
50.
Yeah.
46 is not a bad spot. I think that.
See, it's that Final Fantasy 7 dam that those beavers spell. Just can't get past that. I mean, you could probably push to even get it above SteamWorld Dig 2. I don't think there's many
Hold on.
Yeah, let's pause. I'm kind of iffy about it being above Rock Band 3, honestly.
Well, see, I can't get with you on that one.
What?
Jonah, there is a boombox you can get in the game so you can have some hot jams
Okay.
when exploring these.
Isn't there a whole
Deal.
like TikTok dance that spawned off of
There is.
They've got it.
Yeah.
They've got it in Fortnite now too. You can.
Of course they do.
All right, so slotting in at number 46, moving Rock Band 3 down and coming in just under SteamWorld Dig 2 and Final Fantasy 7. We've got Lethal Company. I gotta play this game, man.
It's solid. It is very good.
All right,
Yeah,
it's my time to shine, right?
Jonah, Resident Evil 7.
Resident Evil 7. See,
Can you give us your obligatory title voiceover for Resident Evil main menu?
Resident Evil 7.
So Jonah, here's
Sick.
the trick for you. Does this go higher than Alan Wake 2 at 27?
No.
Oh.
No.
Wow. Okay. So that's hard wall.
I
Interesting.
think the hardest
Okay.
decision is, do you put it at 71 or 72?
Bro, okay.
Do we just come right in and
This
put it right up
guy.
against Silent Hill 4
This
that
guy.
we just ranked? Because if your hard wall is Alan Wake 2, then you got Metal Gear Solid, and then we got Silent Hill 4. I mean, are you brazen enough to suggest it's above Metal Gear Solid?
I think it's more
That's-
fun than Metal Gear Solid.
This is
I think
the
it's
classic.
like
Rich
if I'm
modern debate.
gonna sit down and play a game, I'm like I'm gonna sit down. You're telling me that Metal Gear Solid is a fun game to play right now? It's got good, fun mechanics to play right now.
Look, Jonah, you can sneak behind dudes and choke them out, and it's hilarious. You can just you can shoot everyone in the level with
And
this trait dart.
Schwarzenegger stand-in gets eaten by ravens, and he says, "Steak, I will be watching you." Does that sound sick, dude?
And then
all
if
right.
you play on the GameCube,
because I've got one of
Psychomantis
those.
says, see, you've been playing
Animal
Wind
Crossing.
Waker. I see you've been playing
Yeah, yeah.
Super Mario Sunshine. Like,
Because
come on.
I've got my GameCube just lying around. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Got mine right here. What are you talking about?
I think
I
there's
don't
too
Okay, I'll
much.
come over and
Mantis to ask me-
we'll play Twin Snakes.
Yeah, there's too much Metal Gear Solid love on the panel, so
No,
you
that's-
have to argue to beat Silent Hill for the room.
No, that's
for Resident Evil 7.
that. I'm fine putting it. Honestly, that's kind of higher than what I was initially thinking. But yeah, we'll put it at 29.
We'll put it at 29 plus 130.
Do we have a tiebreaker that 81 wants to throw out for either Asa or Jonah to break the tiger? That might have played one or the other.
I think
Damn,
Mateo,
it
as
has
a
to be me.
resident
Okay.
spooky guy, he's gotta give us his
Ooh,
2
he's
cents.
calling you out. You have
Oh,
spooky
let's-
on your hat right now, so you
Let's see.
gotta have
Silent Hill 4 The Room is the one where you're peeking through the little creepy glory hole in
Yeah.
your apartment, right?
Yeah.
No, I mean, so in the bathroom, you have the hole, and
Yeah.
like where the
It's in the
where
bathroom
the hole
too.
go. But it has like the iconic your door, you wake up and it's like
Mhm.
covered in chains and locks. Like, I can't think of
Okay.
anything iconic about Resident Evil 7.
Welcome to the family, son. Punch.
Welcome to
Bat.
the family, son. And he punches you. He cuts off your leg with a
visual.
shovel. Jack Cooper,
Yeah, that happens
dude.
in
Okay,
every video game ever.
Yeah.
how many spooky American South games are there?
Good point. Some shitty adaptation
I don't
Texas
look
Chainsaw,
for 'em.
probably. Okay, you can visit with Joe. I'm just gonna break the tie here. Sorry,
you.
so I haven't played Silent for the Room, so you can totally judge me. So
it's
I'll
okay,
just
there's
Does
no good way to
Silent
play
Hill
it, that's
4
fine.
The
Yeah.
Room have a VR mode that'll make you piss yourself?
No,
kitchen.
because it came out in like 2004.
Yeah,
That's a good
exactly.
point.
Old games are bad.
Yeah.
Wait, what are the results of our debate?
So, for the viewers, Death Stranding has become this funny benchmark of like it's at least better than Death Stranding, right? So, Death Stranding
I love that
from 29
Skyrim's right below it.
Skyrim should be way further down that
Yeah.
list.
That was Dan. That's Dan's handiwork.
Wait, you're saying
you
Skyrim
go.
It
is
should
far
definitely be
worse?
lower than Chrono Cross. Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm not a Skyrim person.
That is so weird
So-
to me. I figured you would be all over Skyrim. You seem like
Wow.
such a Skyrim guy to
This
me.
is a JRPG, boy. This is
That's-
a
you
JRPG.
okay.
boy.
No Elder
Yeah.
Scrolls or no Skyrim.
I like Elder
Mm.
Scrolls 4. It's just Skyrim in particular. Every time I've tried it, I get about 5 hours in and I get bored out of my mind and have to go find
Okay.
something else to play.
So you can't believe what he's
Ace
saying.
is like,
Try
why
to
the
my-
fuck did I come onto the show?
Like,
My
do y'all
problem
even
is-
like video games? What's happening?
My
I am
problem
not a
with
huge
Skyrim-
I'm
My
not a huge
problem with
sandbox game
Skyrim
guy.
is every time I play Skyrim, I just end up being a sneaky dude with a bow. That is the
Self-portrait.
easiest.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
I
easiest
think
one to play in that
Skyrim
game.
is only good if you play with mods.
Like
In the
the
year of our Lord 2024, you may be right, Jonah. We're not here to debate Skyrim.
We're not. We're
Yeah,
not.
We're here-
sorry. No,
We
yeah.
might in a
Here
minute.
to inform the listener that Resident Evil 7 is now number 29 on the list, and Silent Hill 4 The Room is now number 3.
and the
Which
Thomas the
brings
Tank Engine
us-
is our #1 Skyrim mod of all time.
Yeah. Let's not forget Randy Savage out the ring.
Number 2.
All right,
fire
Caden.
breath.
All right, Caden. We're gonna get
Evil
Thomas the
Within
Tank
2,
Engine
okay.
back on the rails. What is
Yeah.
where are you ranking your game?
Bonesaw's ready.
Ooh. I hate that it's like just that same little dam there around Alan Wake 2. Like for me, I would probably just looking at this list. Like I'd want to put it like number 10, like above Borderlands 2, but that's just not going to happen because you looked and it's like, well, there's Portal, there's Super Mario, there's Wind Waker.
I'm sorry,
So,
I'm blanking.
what
What
could-
was your game again?
The Evil Within 2.
The Evil Within 2.
Disrespect.
Your
I
save
spaced
points
it.
are copy machines.
Okay, you know what? I've been talking about a bunch of different games. It's out of my head. I'm sorry. I love The Evil Within 2.
No,
It's
no
got
offense. Okay, I got a defender here. But it's not going to pass Alan Wake 2 for you, though, right? Even though
man,
actually
you know
it has better
what?
gameplay, right? Doesn't have a good story, but better gameplay.
I don't know about that.
Oh, come on. Everybody
Oh.
says the gameplay's bad in Alan Wake 2, but the
It's-
story and the art direction is good.
I don't know. I didn't mind
Just
the
look
I
at
didn't
Sleep.
mind the gameplay.
Okay, you didn't mind it, but you loved it in Evil Within 2, didn't you?
I
still don't-
didn't mind
Yeah.
it in The Evil Within 2. I didn't.
You can't nail Freako with an explosive crossbow bolt that pins him to the wall in Alan Wake 2, bro. Come
I
on
still
now.
don't know how I felt about that Game Award dance thing with Alan Wake
That was
2
great.
either. So,
That was great.
was it spooky?
So,
Put it above Alan Wake 2.
Yeah, go ahead. That's fine.
Yeah.
okay. So, since Steven's not here to defend them, can I get a consensus on bumping it up past
Yes.
Banjo
Yes.
Kazooie and Pokemon Red and Blue?
Yeah, definitely put it
At
above
this
Banjo
point, this
We
Kazooie.
can't put it above Journey, but yes, above Pokemon is fine.
Okay.
What? Why not
Gold and
above?
Red and
Silver is the
Blue?
better Pokemon anyway, and that's further down the list and it needs to be moved.
Exactly.
I'm
Yes.
fine putting
Okay.
it above Journey.
No,
Me too.
I'm not.
Oh, that's 2 votes against 1. Who's gonna?
I'm fine with it.
Asa?
Oh, dude.
Okay.
But he can't outweigh the votes now. It's
I
it'd be
can't
2-2.
outweigh the vote.
Yeah,
A hard
but-
stop at Titanfall 2.
but probably
No
Let's
way.
pop it up above
Yeah,
Titanfall
yeah.
2 also.
Huh?
I mean, I'd put it above Titanfall 2, but I've flown too close to the sun. I have to take what I can get here. So I managed to finagle the Evil Within 2 up to number 24 and push down Journey, Pokemon Red and Blue, Banjo Kazooie. It's all down. Did I get the highest ranking game on the list today?
You did,
did
yeah. you did.
PT.
Oh wait, no,
PT,
yeah,
PT.
PT's,
Yeah, number
PT's
15.
up there.
Number 15, right next to Super Mario 64. Love it. Okay.
Full
Wow.
release game, yes,
What are
you
we
did.
ranking here? Yeah.
Let's pass
So,
it to
you know,
Zach. I want to see what Zach does for a re-rank.
Yeah.
I've got feelers
Well,
in the water for Asa, but we'll see.
Let me set the table here for our listeners. So our 2 guests this week, Asa and Zach, they have the special privilege picking any one game on the list except for any of the games that we just added today and moving it anywhere else on the list. So yeah, you've been nominated to step up to the plate here, Zach. So just walk us through your thought process here. Think out loud for us. Sure.
You would usually expect me to go ahead and pick Chrono Cross and move that up the list, considering
Oh,
that's my
sure.
favorite game of all time. But I have told myself I will not do that.
Wasn't that in the
Um,
top 10 at some point?
I put it at number 3, I think, when I was on here
44.
before. So
I think
it has
it's-
fallen very far
We
down.
also only had like 10 games on the list at that
the
point.
time.
It was very small at that point. So yes. With that, I could also be mean to my brother and move Bloodborne down off the list, but
Mhm.
I do want to be nice to him. He did just have his birthday. So here's your birthday
Yeah,
present,
happy birthday,
Hunter.
Hunter.
Happy
Bloodborne is
birthday,
not
Hunter.
going to get messed with. So I was actually going to move Journey up. So I will
Wow,
still
okay.
get my wish here. I want to move Journey up to 16. I want to move it up right behind PT now.
Wow,
a safe
okay.
Interesting.
move. That is a
Okay.
very safe move.
It's one of the few games I feel like that I played through and was like, that is a 10 out of 10 game.
You know
And
what, Zach?
I still
I
want to
just
go back to it.
I just want to let you know that you were repping Steven phenomenally. Steve, that is
Yeah.
a Steven approved move.
That's a Steven move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Glad I could do it for
Very
him.
nice. Much more respectable position than 25 to be at 16 for Journey. So that's a good move there. Anything left to say on the matter, Zach?
No, I'm excited to see how Isaac goes with this because
A humble move.
I have a feeling, but I really want to know.
Yeah. All right.
All right, Asa.
Are you the champion that we've
Okay.
been looking for since the beginning of this list?
So what I'm about to do, is it like the last move for
Yes.
at least
Yep.
this show? Okay.
Mhm.
Wind Waker's going to number 1.
Oh,
yes! Yes!
Holy shit,
That's
dude.
official.
Yes!
Give us the thought process there. Give us the little history with Wind Waker.
I'm gonna
Speak
give,
the
I'm
truth
gonna give
to the people, my man.
a few things. Okay, number 1. Without going too much into the weeds, it is the best Legend of Zelda game. It changed
I can see it.
everything for the
Mhm.
franchise, and it is a pivotal point in the IP. Number 2, it's my favorite game of all time, and my son's name is Link because of this.
Let's go.
That is sick, dude.
And number 3, I'm gaming's tribal chief. I'm the GTC, and I command it to be. So it's going number 1.
Yeah.
There's no argument. It's over.
You know, just something about seeing the podium and you've got God of War 2018 at 3, Bloodborne at 2, and the gold, The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker just fills my heart with a warm, fuzzy feeling.
That is not what is at the number 1 spot right now.
It's not.
The
Oh,
Lost
Lost
Wood.
Wood.
I forgot. Yeah. I respect it, Asa. That's a solid move. I come back to Wind Waker every once in a while. I think aside from Majora's Mask, it's probably my most played Zelda game, and
Do you
it
still
holds
have
up,
the
man.
Wii
That
U
art
version?
direction is timeless.
Do you still have the
No,
Wii? Oh, okay.
I actually do have. I bought the HD version, but I've never played it.
Oh my god, dude. It fixes so many things.
Yeah, I know. The Triforce pieces, the speed sail,
The Swift sail.
Yeah, my next replay.
So good.
Yeah.
That is
Sick.
Asa, my only tattoo is Hylian Crest, and Wind Waker is my favorite Zelda game, Zelda being my favorite series ever. So I'm
Hey,
We showing off
listen,
Zelda
my-
tattoos now?
Nice.
I also got a Hylian shield.
Hell yeah.
One of my next tattoos is going to be the Wind Waker on my left arm.
Hell yeah.
Sick.
That's cool. Yeah. Solid move. So just to give the listeners a look at our top 10 now. Borderlands
Say-
2 got pushed out.
You got to
We'll
say
get
it
to it.
correctly when you get there.
Okay. Number 10 is now The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Number 9, Elden Ring. Number 8, Shadow of the Colossus. Number 7, Chrono Trigger. Number 6, The Outer Wilds. Number 5, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Say it correctly.
Number 4, Talaz Totka. Number 4, Baldur's Gate 3. Kind of sad to see Baldur's Gate 3 leave the podium, but maybe one day. Number 3, coming into the danger zone, God of War 2018. Number 2, Bloodborne. And number 1, Talaz Wood. Let's go. All right. We did it. We ranked these games. Congratulations, you guys. And it is now time to pitch some games. It's been a while since we've had a pitch. I'm a little bit excited about it. So just a quick refresher for our listeners. Let's have any panelists who feel the call of the pitch. We'll have 2 minutes to do an elevator pitch of a mystery game without revealing what the game is. And everybody else have a chance to ask some questions and decide if they would buy the game or not, just based off the pitch before it is revealed what the game is. So, I know, Johnny, you got something to pitch here. You feeling like stepping up to the pitcher's mound?
Yeah.
Sick. I don't know where my phone
I
is.
can keep
Does
track.
anybody-
So the nice thing
Yeah,
about my
okay.
Stream Deck, thank you patrons. I was able to get a Stream Deck, and it's made the show a lot easier to run. I have a timer on the Stream Deck now, so I can keep track without having to fondle and look for my phone
All right.
and stuff.
Did you say fondle?
Yeah,
did say
you gotta. I meant fumble.
Do you use
I
those
meant
little grippers to
fumble, not fondle.
fondle?
I'm
Yeah.
fondling my phone now. Anyway, let's
Wow.
get Thomas the Tank Engine back on the rails. I got
Yeah.
2 minutes on the clock. 3, 2, 1, pitch. All right, guys. Who here likes heist movies? Can I get a show of
me.
hands? Yeah,
Which is
heist.
love it. Tally job.
Heist movies are awesome. You get the whole bit of finding each member of the team, bringing them together to do this one job. This whole game is a series of stealth and like heist-ish missions, and I have had a blast playing it. It's a first-person shooter. It is it's about 8-hour playtime for this story.
Okay.
It's really tight. It's really fun. You're going through. You're trying to break into a series of different areas and collect like your objectives and stuff, and sometimes you got to take people out if that's what you need to do for that particular mission. But there is a casino heist, which is like the climax for me of the game, and you're going through the sewers and you're playing as several different people throughout this one. You gotta like get a key card remapped and stuff, so you have higher access to go to different parts, and it just kind of feels like that heist movie where two people are walking at the same time. They're just like sleight of hand passing the card off to each other.
Yeah, the handoff.
It's really nice, and you know that they know who each other are, but nobody else knows. It's really fucking sick. And so yeah, I'm gonna leave it right there.
Sick, dude. Yeah, I think I'm just like in. I love heist. I just read Brandon Sanderson's Mistborn, which is like a dark fantasy heist. Sick. I'm in the heist mood. And you just really sold it. I'm surprised. I have no idea what this is. It just must be off my radar. So it's cool to
I think I know what it
give you a
is.
recommendation.
I
Very cool.
I am also in. I am a little worried that this is Jonah doing some tricky pitch with some Fortnite feature I'm not aware of or something.
Okay, I promise it is not Fortnite.
But I think I'm in. I'm down.
I only have
Can
one
you-
question. No, go ahead, Zach.
Can you tell me what kind of aesthetic is the game? Are we like,
I mean, it's
top
like-
down?
It's a
or is it-
first-person shooter, like hyper-realistic first-person shooter.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. And Asa, you got any thoughts or questions or?
No, I think I know what game it is. So I'm down.
Wow. Okay.
Ooh.
And Zach, did you say if you were down or not?
I did not. I'll buy into. I think I know.
Wow,
what game
okay.
it is
Four
also.
for 4, John, and you've sold it quite well.
four.
What have we got here?
I'm talking about the Call of Duty Black Ops 6 campaign, brother.
No, no wonder I didn't know about it. Jeez.
I'm telling you, this campaign is so fun, and the best part is it's on fucking Game Pass now, baby. You just download. You can just download the campaign. That's all I did. I don't have any of that other garbage.
Am I about to play a Call of Duty game for like the first fucking time ever?
I
just to play this
promise,
campaign?
dude, you will have such a fun time with this campaign. It is actually really fun.
Man, that's like a lazy
Man.
Saturday playthrough too. That is
Yeah,
is like
That is a perfect weekend game, dude. For sure.
yeah,
Mhm.
that's
Uh,
tempting.
Ace and Zach, was this the game you guys were thinking of?
No.
No.
Well, what did you
cool.
guys think I was pitching?
What's
I thought it was
the-
Crime Boss, Rockay City.
Oh,
Okay, yeah.
What was I can't remember the name of it. I was thinking the one came out a couple years ago where you're like switch around in time or bodies. It's no, I even have the game and I've never played it. Was it an arcade? Maybe an arcade game.
Oh, maybe.
Asa, how is that Rockade City game? Is that it's like looks like a solid 7. Is that pretty correct?
I think that's being
Yeah,
generous.
it's definitely a solid 6.5.
Okay.
Almost there.
Almost there.
It does what Payday does. Like
Mhm.
Payday 2, it feels very much like Payday 1. Like they put a lot of their budget into the cast. The cast is great. The acting is great. But yeah, there's just like a little bit of disconnect. Like it doesn't feel as like tight as like Payday 2 or
Yeah.
something.
Some jank.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah,
All
some
right, Johnny,
some definite jank.
All right,
you
Caden.
got us good. Yeah, it's my turn.
I promise you, I know I kind of like snuck around you guys on that one. Go check that game out. It is actually
Yeah, I
really
mean, it
fun.
sounds dope.
It's
based on the pitch,
pretty
so
sick.
you convinced me.
All right, Caden.
Jonah, make sure that you're telling Caden to get up to the pitching mound properly.
Caden, I need you to walk that sweet tight ass up to the pitcher's mound because it is time for you to pitch. 3, 2, 1, pitch.
All right, put it on my airtight latex pants and vacuum sealed them with a vacuum. And I'm squeaking my way up to the pitch. I've kind
Still
of
a
also got a heist
2x4.
game over here. Yeah. This is a pirate heist game, you guys. You're on the high seas.
Oh.
You're the
The
disgraced
heist seas.
the heist seas.
Ooh.
You're the disgraced son of a legendary pirate. And you don't even have the ability to even take part in the actual pirate heist anymore. And so you got together a crew. You're just like you're the brains guy. You don't even got a gun. You don't have an arm, so you can't hold a gun. You can't hold a cutlass, and you just got to stay on the boat and make the plans and order the people around. So part of the game is like going to like saloons and like scouting out like pirates to recruit to your crew. And they've got little personalities. There's like the guy who is like an ex soldier who like found like philosophy, and now he like questions what it means to be like killing people, and like but at the same time he's just got a big hammer and he like smashes dudes with his hammer, and it is what it is. And then you got like the dude who's got like the brain worms from like the Eldritch gods in the bottom of the ocean, and he just shoots like
30
lasers
seconds.
out of his eyes,
That's you.
And there's like an element of like skill to the heist. It's like it's turn based. Everybody's like a specialist with like a different job class, and you get like more rewards the more skilled you are at like getting the loot, getting as much loot as you can as fast as you can for like more rewards, and you have to extract at the end of every mission. You got to get out.
Oh, nice.
You got to get out, and the enemies don't
Okay.
stop. Alarm goes off. The enemies will come for you until you extract.
Time. Good pitch.
Catch all
man.
that, Jonah, for his pitching.
Oh, thanks, bro.
Good pitch. Yeah. I was catching. I caught it all. All right, dude. That's sick. I think I know what game this is, and I'm not much of a turn-based strategy guy, but I've heard nothing but fantastic things about this game. And each level's they're pretty quick rounds, right? Each level.
Yeah, I'd say like 10 minutes
Yeah.
or
Well,
less.
that's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah. I'll bite.
Mateo, what do you think?
I've already got Rogue Waters. Like, what's one more
Yeah, sure.
pirate heist game to toss into the
Hell
mix?
yeah.
Whatever. I'm in, dude.
Before you answer, Ace, I see the confliction on your face. Before you answer, what if I tell you there could be a guy around a corner, around a corner, around a corner, and if you got a sniper rifle with a laser sight, ricochet, 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 headshot.
That's pretty sick.
Oh.
You know what?
Why does the pirate have a laser sighted sniper? I don't know.
I'm doubling down on that in.
Yeah.
I'm in. I pulled out
I'm
just so I
in.
could be back in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be in just because I don't know what we're talking about.
He has to see. He has to know. All right.
I
So
have
Zach,
to know.
you probably have any clue what this is.
You have me at turn-based combat, so I'm good.
Yeah. All right. 4 for 4. We're talking about SteamWorld Heist 2, baby.
Oh, this is a pirate
Yeah.
game?
What?
Yeah, but it's robot pirates
Oh.
on a shard of the Earth with an ocean on it just floating through space after the Earth blew
Interesting.
up.
I thought this was
Yeah.
fuck, what was that cursed pirate game that came out like a
Yeah,
year
yeah.
ago?
That's the same one I thought it was.
Three guys. Fuck. I feel bad. I can't remember the name of that game. I want to play it so bad. I played the demo and it was really cool, but I just haven't picked it up yet. I'll figure out the name of that later. We'll circle back. But yeah, I played this game recently, courtesy of our good pal Wes. He just sent me like an eShop card, like $20 to play it. It's a little indie game, $20, and the turn-based strategy game play is very like simple, smooth you into it. It's like the stages are like side-scrolling, and you just take turns moving dudes, aiming and shooting, and I just love it. It's great. Like I said, you can be a little Eldritch God Brainworms guy and shoot a laser beam out of your face, or you can just be like a brute charge guy with a hammer and just run in there and smash a dude. And love that game. Check it out. SteamWorld Heist 2 goes down easy.
All right,
That
Mateo.
is good to know.
Did you find the game?
I did not. I was trying. I know the one.
It's
Shadow Gambit.
Shadow
Shadow
Gambit.
Gambit.
First crew. Yep.
Yeah.
The game rules. Cool. All right, guys. Well, we did it. That's the end of the pitch. Man, got on Black Ops 6 campaign. I actually want to try it out now. You sold me so good.
Dude,
John.
I promise you, you will not be disappointed. It is like I finished it today. It's really cool. They do some really like interesting things and tying like the nice thing about the Call of Duty campaigns is like the multiplayer maps end up being in the campaign.
Oh, sure.
Which
Makes
is
sense,
cool.
yeah.
But like they also kind of bring zombies in, and that's like the only tease I'm gonna do because that level is so sick. Yeah, they bring zombies into the campaign,
Okay.
and like you're
should've
kind of
went
like
with that, dude.
tripping balls while you're like fighting zombies.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
That's sick. That's sick. All right. Well, congratulations, guys. We made it to the end of the podcast. Pat yourselves on the back. We did it. As always, I've been your coast. As always, I've been your coaster and your host, Kato Barrett Lane. We'll just do a quick little final thoughts here. Jonah, as the Godfather of debate, I'll pass it to you first. Final thoughts.
Awesome. Yeah. So, like I said on the last episode, we are getting our signups for Secret Santa going. By the time this drops, I think you'll have a week or two left to sign up if you want to join Secret Santa. It will be between $20 and $50 is the limit on both sides, min-max limit. We are going to be using Elfster, so whether you want to use Elfster to create a list for people to buy stuff for you, or just show your interest for someone to kind of come up with an idea of what you're into, you can do whatever you want with that. It also allows us to do international a lot easier.
Well, that's cool.
Because 1/4 of our show is Australian. He's out right now, but we love having him included. Shout out to the patrons. I was able to get a Stream Deck to help make the show better because of you guys. So thank you for that. Also, we're going to be doing a giveaway for this episode. Comment what the best spooky game is, and you'd be entered to win a $10 game card with what spooky game we should add to the list.
Ooh, I like that.
Awesome.
I like
Cool.
that.
All right, and our guest this week, Asa, I'll give you the floor next for final thoughts. This could literally just be anything you want, like anything you want to plug, or just random, completely unrelated, tangential, non-gaming thing, just whatever.
Yeah, I got two things. First thing is it is November, so it's Native American Heritage Month. So as an Indigenous person, I would not be doing my people justice if I didn't shout that out. Make sure that if you're a content creator, support Indigenous creators, support Indigenous business owners, and overall just dive into Indigenous culture because it's all so different, and we're still here, we're still thriving. And then lastly, I think Kingdom Hearts needs to be a lot higher on the list.
Hey,
and if we could just kind of switch out Resident Evil 7 for like Dark Watch from the original Xbox, then I'll be okay with it being above Silent Hill for The Room. But that's all I got.
You had your shot, and I was gonna say you wasted it, but you didn't. You didn't. I 1000% approve of your move that you made. But you had your shot. You could have moved Kingdom Hearts.
Now I need to go Google what Dark Watch is. So now there's that. Zach, final thoughts.
I just want to say thank you to just the Discord as a whole. This whole place is amazing. It's been a great place to just be with friends, but also like really get to know good people who are there for everyone when they need it. Also, just much love to my guided brothers, my actual brother, and then the other two, Wes and Brad. Love you guys a ton. Miss doing our show together, but hopefully we can get back soon to getting that going.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Mateo, final thoughts.
Ooh, final thoughts. Agatha all along, dude. They kind of nailed the ending on that show. I am pleased with the entire run of that one.
Wow.
I don't know where Marvel is going still. I don't think Marvel knows where they're going still, but it's fine. That show is good. That will take small wins.
Homework do I need to watch that show? Is it just WandaVision prior?
WandaVision and Multiverse of Madness, if you haven't seen that Doctor Strange one. Those are the
I've
two I
heard
would
mixed
recommend.
things about that movie.
It's got Bruce Campbell in
enjoyed
it, so it's automatically at least a 7.
Yes, indeed. Yep.
Oh, okay.
All right. My final thoughts are, I'm Brandon Sanderson Pilled. Caught up on Stormlight. I'm reading through Mistborn. Just finished book 2. Amazing ending there. Just like blew my freaking brain open. And
I've got book 4 sitting in the Audible library. I'm so ready.
But my final thought is actually Brandon Sanderson is just like so like unashamedly wealthy from his books that he put out like a half-hour video on his YouTube channel about how he's built a house, he's built an office, and he has an underground tunnel between his office and his house, and he's like paid a like stained glass artist company to make like 12 big like lit like a multi-layer stained glass windows of like his different book covers and some of his favorite most influential books, and it's just like the most like just like opulent like just like
it's like having a huge portrait of yourself and like behind you. Yeah. Except
it's just,
he's got 12 of them.
Yeah. It's just like every nerd's dream of just having as many resources as they possibly need to like make their dreams come true, but also like completely irresponsible. But I don't know. It's just
here's the capitalism thing that's gonna be really funny to me because he just did that, right? He just commissioned all that work to do, and he's gonna be like, okay, I need you guys to go crowdfund my next book.
Exactly. Yeah. Hey, love those books.
They are fantastic books.
Yeah. As always, happy gaming. Bye.
Bye.
As always, a big thank you to our friend Misdriven for the music in our podcast. If you like what you hear and you want to check out more of what they have, you can pay them a visit on Twitter at MIST_RIVEN 719 or on Bandcamp at Misdriven. Thanks again for tuning in. Till next time.
Mario's nipples should have been pepperonis.
No, full on salami.
They kind of look like pepperonis.
Yeah.
Fucking Mario's a salami mommy. God damn it. All right.
Salama mia.